When I was 9, I was catcalled for the first time. Man shouted "nice tits" out the window at me. I was wearing a pair of dungarees and I wasn't really sure what he meant, so I asked my mum. I'm quite glad that she was never able to find out who did it, because no man in Donegal would have balls at this juncture if she had. When I was 12, I developed binge-based disordered eating, which is exactly what it sounds like. Every time I would sit down to eat, I would black out, essentially, and it would just be tunnel vision. Like, I couldn't stop. I literally couldn't stop. A lot of it was to do with the really bad anxiety that I was experiencing, moving schools, making new friends, or struggling to in that department, having undiagnosed OCD and ADHD. But another part of it was protecting myself. I was terrified of men making comments about me. Not scared of men themselves, but terrified of them perceiving me as a woman and not a child. I'm no longer a child. I'm 22 nearly. So I understand now better why they were doing that than I did when I was 12. I gained a lot of weight. I gained about 20 kilograms, and the catcalling stopped because I got bigger, which is confusing to me because weight has never correlated to attractiveness or beauty in any form. However, that doesn't matter to men who catcall women, because it's not about what you look like. He is a man. You are just a woman to him. You're not a person. You are a body. You are the female form. Doesn't matter. Who gives a fuck what you look like? You generally have long hair. You're moving your body in a way that they can't. You are a woman. That's what you are. God. I would consider myself a relatively attractive woman, where I'm attractive enough that I've had several people ask me out. I've been told that I'm very attractive, which is always very nice. However, the awareness of myself is crippling. It makes you so aware of who you are and what you look like and how those two tie into each other. I had a period in the last year where I was getting a lot of physical based attention off men, and so I started dressing in a way that reflected that. I wore a lot of skirts, a lot of very low cut tops, and I would look at myself in the mirror and I'd just be thinking to myself, who the fuck are you? I've never had a great sense of identity. I've always been kind of fluctuating, splitting myself in between things that I've picked up. I saw a lovely quote that said, I am a gallery of every person I've ever loved. With me, I'm a gallery of everything I've ever seen, ever. Growing up with ADHD and being loud and being aggressive and having a lot of very annoying characteristics, I developed a persona that was more swallowable for a lot of people. But when I am quiet, people get upset because they think I'm upset. So I am louder to overcompensate for people being upset. And it's a vicious, painful cycle. So when I began to dress this way, act a certain way, and drink way more than I generally do, which is anything at all, it began to shape the way that I saw men. I've never been afraid of men. It's never been a part of my life that has been, fortunately, very prominent. I grew up mainly around men in their early 30s because of my dad's work. So I had a lot of kind of older brother figures in my life, which benefited me in some regard, but it also made me completely unable to talk to men my own age. So because I was so inept at talking to men my own age, I just wouldn't. And I would just let them be interested in me based off my physical form. I'm not in any way judging anyone for having a lot of partners, having a lot of sex, whatever. I don't care. Whatever makes you happy, as long as you're safe. It just wasn't me. And it was like a form of self-harm, because I knew what I was doing was bad for me and that it would break my heart in the morning. But I just didn't feel enough without it. People say that beauty is power, and I do believe that intrinsically. A lot of people have used their physical characteristics to proceed them further in life throughout history. I think there's beauty in everyone and everything until their personality proves otherwise. Beauty to me has never stood in perfection, ever. I don't think it should, to be honest, because nothing is perfect. The t-shirt I'm wearing right now, that's beautiful to me. That is a beautiful thing to me in regards to face. If I could look like that, I would look like that. So what I've done is I've decided to completely cover myself up and just not do anything with my body whatsoever. While that may sound restrictive, it's also very important to me. I think everyone is beautiful. I just think sometimes people take advantage.